Alright, welcome back to Outdoor Exploration. Today we are going to introduce you to, well, there's Lester Clark introducing himself, but this here is Big Bird over with Annie and her sister Audrey, although we're not sure if we should call her a sister anymore because Audrey is our trans chicken. Now we're not exactly 100% sure what's going on with Audrey. I've researched it, and it's possible that it's something called delayed plumage maturation, which happens in wild birds. Basically, some wild birds... Lester! Oh, the ear-piercing Lester. Some wild birds, the male ones that is, don't grow their full male plumage until could be years later in their life than usual, and that allows them to sometimes, yeah, there's Lester, that allows them sometimes to sort of sneak into a group undetected as a hen or a female bird, and then eventually they could pick a fight or become a rooster, or like take on the role of a rooster once whoever the dominant rooster is weak enough or they get their advantage. So it could be that, but apparently there's also something in chickens that it's more of a physical change that happens. So just to talk about the physical of these birds, these were pretty much identical chicks. And they had a brother who was very different looking because they're crested cream leg bars, and the roosters actually they're whiter, they have just totally different looking plumage than the hens. So these two were obviously girls from the moment we got them as day-old chicks. But after they had both been laying for a while, Audrey here stopped laying. And as you can see, her comb rather changed. She grew these bigger wattles. Big Bird there doesn't have such big wattles. She also grew an attitude. And her tail, you can see, if you compare the two, it's not a whole lot bigger than Big Bird's. She doesn't have the big rooster tail, but she does have a slightly bigger tail. She has a little blood spot on her comb right now due to fighting, because she does fight, and I guess a couple months ago she started crowing in the middle of the night. So we don't really know what's going on, but we're disappointed she's not laying. That's all I can say from a farm perspective. But she, he, or they is not doing the female life anymore, and they're also not the boss, as you can see, because Lester's the boss around here, but they're kind of somewhere in between at the moment, and we're not sure how things will go. But I have done some research, and there is an interesting thing that can happen with chickens. It's apparently not particularly common, but, or at least as far as research has seen, apparently a chicken is born with two gonads, or hatches with, or develops, I should say, with two gonads. But the hens, when the female hormones start, or when the female genes basically kick in, the hormones cause the left gonad to become an ovary and start producing eggs. And it's usually just the left gonad that is functioning, or the left ovary that's functioning in a laying hen. So, if something happens to the left gonad, like a disease, an ovarian cyst, whatever sort of thing happens that causes it to stop working or stop producing eggs or hormones or whatever, then the right gonad can become active. And I don't know what determines this, but it might end up being a testicle. Are you leaving, Big Bird? Big Bird would like to go. That's okay. You can let her go. Have to go back to your run. Maybe not. She changed her mind. Just needed to shift position. Anyway, so if the right gonad becomes a testicle, then it can start to secrete androgens, which are basically male hormones, and start doing things like causing your hen to crow and have a huge comb and wattles, and maybe even they'll grow some spurs. I don't know. Nothing yet as far as I've noticed. Yeah. And basically take on a more male role in the flock. So that's interesting. We're happy for our diverse chicken flock here. And whoever they intend to be, I guess. Anyway, that's it for our tiny chicken update. Are you leaving, Audrey? You're allowed to go. All right. And you can go back to your own little flock. Big Bird lives with the little chickens who are more tender and shy. Audrey prefers to be with the big tough ones. So, there you go. That's it for now. Happy exploring.
They're not shy, they're just friendly.
Alright. My Big Bird.